We are in Japan, and our first stop on our Japanese adventure is the popular city of Osaka.
There is so many people here.
Mado Suji Line. Japan's national flower is cherry blossoms. So yeah, the city is starting to come alive.
Well, yeah, Osaka is fairly busy, to be honest.
So these are called gyoza. Over the next few weeks, we'll be travelling through Japan, getting a taste of what this incredible country has to offer. We have always wanted to visit here, and we're so excited to finally get to explore Japan. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. As I said already, we're going to be exploring Japan for the next few weeks, so you won't want to miss any of it. So let's get into the vlog.
Good morning, or good afternoon I should say, because we're a little bit late starting today. But yeah, we're in Japan. I cannot believe it. This trip just gets better and better. So very recently we were in Korea. However, we were only in Seoul in Korea, so we only got a chance to see one place. With our Japan trip, we're going to be spending about 6 weeks here. We're going to be seeing a lot of Japan over that time. We're starting our Japan travels in Osaka, so that's where we are now. So yeah, I don't think it's quite sunk in just yet to me and Samantha that we are actually in Japan. It's been on our list. I would imagine it's on a lot of travellers' bucket list, Japan. Like, it just has that kind of allure that you just want to go there and experience it, because, you know, where we're from, being here is going to be so much different.
So yeah, we're starting our Japan trip in a place called Osaka. Now usually when people think of Japan, it's like Tokyo, but Osaka actually is up there with it as well. It's a really popular tourist destination if you have a lot of time to explore Japan. So we're really excited to be here. Osaka is a port town and it's known for some really good street food, which we can't wait to try. Honestly, I'm dying to try some Japanese food. Also some really good nightlife, and it's also steeped in a lot of history as well. So we're excited to explore it. We're on our way to the subway station now to go to our first stop of the day.
So yes, we're on the way to the subway, and the subway is really the only way to get around these cities. We found that in Thailand, in Korea where we just were, now that we're in Japan, subways are the way to go. Also, taxis in Japan are a big no-no, because we got stung a little bit on arrival here. We'll go into it a little bit more in detail, but we didn't really get off to the best start in Japan. But like I said, I'll tell you a bit more about that later. Now, metro systems in Asia in particular can be a bit intimidating for people. We haven't had any issues really. We were in Korea and we figured it out quite quickly. I have the same expectations for here, but we'll see.
Right, so in order to use the subway, we were recommended to buy this IKOA cards. Now we did use one actually similar when we were in Korea, and they're just really convenient for getting around the city. You just literally swipe them on, swipe them off. There's no buying tickets there and then at the time, so they're just really handy. You actually can buy tickets if you want, you don't actually need this card. We paid 2,000 yen for it, and that was with a 500 yen deposit. I think it worked out about €12, so we'd see how long it lasts us, and then I think when we're finished with it, you just slot it back in the machine and then you get your 500 yen back. So yeah, I think it's just a really convenient way of getting around, and definitely a time saver.
Yeah, so when you're in the subway station, this is the machine you need to use. It's pink, so you won't miss it. And it's very simple. You've got a little screen here. English is written in big blue letters on the bottom left. You just hit that. Once you hit that, then it'll actually show you the card that you want to get. So it's blue, it's called the IKOA card, I think is how you say it. You just tap that. Multi-ride, that's what you want. You don't want a one-day pass, that you can only use that for one day. Multi-ride then allows you to use it as many times as you want over a period of time. And then the minimum that you can top up is 2,000 yen. So once you click that, you literally just insert your cash, and then the card comes out of there. So it's really easy, really simple. No fuss, it's not complicated. And then once you have your card, then you're ready to travel.
So you can get other cards now that can be used all over Japan. We haven't really looked into them yet. We know they're quite expensive, I believe like a couple of €100. But for now, I think this is going to do us. And like that, we can just top it up when we do run out of money. So yeah, it's just really handy.
So yes, we're kind of just taking our Japan travel series step by step. Right, green, Chuo. Chuo line, that's the one we need. I can see it, so we must be doing something right.
Again, Keelan the expert taking me around the city. Sure, we made it. Oh my god, it's boiling.
How does that happen?
Get off that train. It's just literally after the weather's after getting hotter for sure. It's
We thought we got off at the wrong city in the same one.
Oh my god, it's crazy, yeah. So we're here anyway, we're starting our day at the Osaka Castle. So like this is one of the most important iconic places to visit in Osaka. So we're just going to go up to the entrance and get our tickets.
So we got our first glimpse of the castle, we can kind of see it. And we're approaching it now. It's absolutely beautiful. It has like a tint of green or something in it.
It's absolutely
and black and white.
Stunning. It's like, and the gold going through it as well.
Yeah.
And it's sort of just peeking up out the trees.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Now we can see some people at the top, which looks like a kind of, you know, observation deck or something like that for people to go up and see. But I don't know.
We're not too sure. Yeah, we think that's the whole idea why you buy the tickets, I presume.
Yeah,
then
to get inside it. Yeah.
It's to get inside, and it's supposed to be gorgeous grounds around the castle as well. So we're going to go inside, check it out, see what we can actually do, what's included in the ticket, and then probably just have a walk around the grounds. But it's really impressive.
Gorgeous,
We've seen many castles. This is really gorgeous though.
Yeah. This is one of the best. Okay, we have our tickets, 600 yen.
Excellent, we're in. So there was a little bit of a queue, but it went really quick. You can actually book your tickets online. There's a website called Cluck. We'll actually go through more of it later on because we did book a few things on it and it is really good, but the tickets weren't available for today. Yeah, just say here. Right, okay, so we made it to the top of the castle. There was no filming allowed inside, so we weren't able to actually show any of it.
Yeah, I think we're allowed to film on the platform here where we are looking out on the city, but inside we're not allowed for some reason, I don't know. It seems pretty interesting to just go through the history of the castle and kind of things like that, you know. So
the view as well is amazing up here, just looking down. So see the boat there going around. There's actually water that surrounds the castle grounds.
Open moats that goes around. It's lovely. It's very authentic, isn't it?
It's lovely. Very, very nice. Right, so we've left the castle. So it only took us a few minutes. I mean, you can read, there's a few little posters and stuff up to read the history behind it. And then the advantage point is, I suppose, you go to the top and you get cool views looking out over the city. It is pretty cool. It is built around a moat. So it's really cool to see. But we're going to walk away from it because there is gorgeous gardens here, and we actually think it looks better to look at the castle obviously from afar. Yeah, it's so pretty. But I believe as well, so Japan's national flower is cherry blossoms. Now I looked up loads of pictures of Osaka Castle, and I mean, honestly, just go to Google and look it up. They are so pretty. So usually in the cherry blossom season, I think it's around March to April, this whole place, the grounds here, are surrounded by cherry blossom trees, so the whole place is just pink. So unfortunately for us, we are here in July, so no cherry blossoms. It makes me sad. No, but it is still beautiful. So yeah, we're just going to take a little walk around the gardens.
So we're just reading up some facts here just on the castle, because we are novices when it comes to Japan. That's what we're here for, to learn more and more about it. It says that the castle is famous for its incredibly well built stone wall with an estimates of 500,000 to 1 million large stones, and we haven't counted them, but we can see them, and there's a lot, and they're massive. And as we said earlier on, it is surrounded by a moat which stands up to about 20 metres tall and about 90 metres wide. So yeah, as we said, it is quite a popular spot. Samantha said it's one of the most iconic places in Osaka. I think it gets about 2.7 million visitors each year, and so it's obviously very, very popular, and it was built in the 1500s. Now, like most castles built in them times, especially we also seen one in Korea, is that when you read the history on it, then it's been destroyed and then rebuilt and then destroyed again and rebuilt. And I think it's the same with the Osaka Castle. I actually think that what we're looking at now was completed, I think, in like 1930 or something like that. But yeah, these things, they're very, very old, but they do have renovations going on, you know, over hundreds of years. But it's still amazing to see. It is one of the top things to do when you come into Osaka. We felt like we couldn't come here without going to see it, so yeah, we're glad that we came up. Are you feeling that in there?
I can, yeah, if I stand back a bit, I'm getting a nice breeze. I don't know what's going on, because we've literally been away over this side of the world nearly a year now in this type of heat. but honestly, I can't get used to it. I'm constantly sweating buckets. I don't know what it is. Keelan seems to be grand. It's just me. Some days I'm alright. I do have my days. It's really, really hot today.
Okay, so far the subway system is getting a big thumbs up. Very, very simple and straightforward so far. We've done a couple of stops there to get to the castle and to come back. So yeah, very easy to navigate through the city for sure.
Mado Suji line. Right, so we're on our way to our next stop of the day, and it's like more of the city centre area. It's a place called Dotonbori. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. We still are yet to get used to the Japanese words. But it's supposed to be full of like shops, there's restaurants, street food, some nightclubs, drinking spots. I believe there's even street performers out on the street. And yeah, so we just plan to walk around here, see what it's all about, maybe pick up some street food because we are getting a little bit hungry. So we're just after coming onto one of the main walking streets here, and oh my god, we can smell all of the food. It smells amazing. So yeah, as you can see behind me, the place is jam-packed with people. Honestly, it seems like a really cool area. And as I was talking about, I said street performers, and there's like some already there. So yeah, no, it's really cool. There's also a canal that runs up the middle of it, and you can actually do a little boat cruise. Hello!
One thing that we're really loving about the city so far is that everything seems to be very, I wouldn't say over the top, but like just walking down the streets is just so entertaining because there's like buildings, restaurants, whatever, but it's just not done in a normal way. You've got like this, for example, this is like a seafood restaurant, and they just have like a big crab coming out of the building.
So yeah, when Keelan said over the top, this is what we mean. That's outside a restaurant.
I know.
Look at this and all, this hand coming out of this one.
Is that a baby?
I don't know what it is. They're just these massive signs, honestly. It's like art.
So far, in the very short space of time that we've actually been in Japan, we've noticed that everyone seems to be very nice. We've had a few interactions with them at, say, the train station, at the hotel, just walking the streets, etc. It's just like they seem to be very, very nice. Also, very, very stylish people. Since we've got here, we've just been like admiring a lot of people and their clothes and stuff like that. Now that was sort of similar in Bangkok and especially in Korea as well. The people are just, they're into their clothes. There's loads of clothes shops around anyway. But yeah, they kind of have a little, they have a look about them, and they've kind of got some style and things like that, but it's cool to kind of see them.
Food.
Definitely no shortage of food options here. As we're walking up the street, there's just endless amount of stalls that are doing like street food. There's also a lot of restaurants as well that we can see. So if street food is not your thing and you want something a little bit more, you know, like in a restaurant or whatever, then you've got options for them as well. Obviously with the names of the foods and stuff like that, it's in Japanese, so we have to try and dig a little bit deeper into finding out exactly what it is.
Although the big giant signs are a little bit of a giveaway, so if you don't understand the language, I think they nearly tell you what they do.
Okay, so we've pulled in to a little bar here right beside the canal for our first Japanese beer in Japan. Now we've had Japanese beer before, but obviously never in Japan, so cheers. Cheers to a new country and some new adventures. Yeah.
A photo.
Oh, it's a camera. It's a video camera. Thank you. Cheers, thank you.
That was very nice.
That was
you mentioned that earlier. The people are so nice.
They're so very, very friendly.
So friendly. When you read it up as well, it says Osaka is known for like really, really friendly people. But we've noticed it since we've got here, haven't we? They're just like extra friendly, like to help out and stuff.
Because we were holding the camera up like that, the guy assumed that we were taking a photo, so he was like gesturing that he could take the photo. So very, very nice. Yeah. But this part of the city, is it Dotonbori? I'm finding it very difficult to say, even though it's not the most Japanese word in the world, because it's spelled Dotonbori, so it should be an easy one for us.
It's like Dotonbori is what we're guessing,
but it's one of the main popular spots here in Osaka. So as Samantha mentioned earlier, there is like a canal that runs through, and we've seen some boats and stuff going up and down, and it's just got a really lovely design and a really kind of nice vibe. So that's why we decided to pull in for a bit and just to have a beer and just enjoy the setting, enjoy looking at the canal, the boats going up and down, and just do a little bit of people watching, because we love that.
We love to do people watching, yeah. And as Keelan mentioned as well earlier on, the people here seem so stylish. we just admire them all the time.
Yeah.
So it's nice to just people watch, and this is a lovely spot, like we're after pulling over.
Exactly,
to have a
yeah.
beer.
There's always something to look at when you're in Asia, no matter where you are. If you just take a minute to just sit down, you'll be just entertained by the city. Hi guys! Konnichiwa!
How do you say?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa is hello in Japanese.
And sayonara is goodbye.
Sayonara.
I think it's
Okay, we still have to practice it.
Samantha, we should be on that one.
A party boat is calling us, honestly. Look at them all dancing and all. Oh, that's brilliant.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Wi-Fi OK でした Wi-Fi 大丈夫でした、
So 2 hours later, we're literally on the Santori, I think that's how you say it, beer. It's a Japanese beer and it's so nice. It's so smooth. It goes down lovely. And we've probably had a few too many, I'm not going to lie.
We're bloody locked. Okay, so we're back on the streets of Osaka. We're on the hunt for a little bit of food. Usually after a few beers, you do want something to eat. Also as well, the city is so interesting with loads to do that we couldn't just stay where we were and have a few beers. Although we could have really, but because it was lovely there. We do want to explore a little bit more and see what else this amazing city has to offer.
And then one cheese.
Play.
Lovely. So we found some for Keelan as well, which is great. So they're gyozas. They're like dumplings, basically. And we've tried them actually all over Asia. They're really, really good. And Keelan's gone for the crunchy cheese. And I'm gone for the just dumplings, but he told me there's pork inside. Right, taste test. So these are called gyoza. And we've actually had them a couple of times in Asia already, but they come from Japan, so I'm excited to actually try them from Japan. So the ones I got have pork in the inside, and you can already see they're like a pasta, but they're like crisped on the outside. Honestly, I would live off this food. They are amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. They're so nice. Okay, that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay, so mine isn't as, I wouldn't say as interesting as Amanda's. Mine are just plain cheese, but they're quite crispy. I also don't have chopsticks that put on like a little skewer, so I'm going to try them out. I tell you what, they're actually really good. Really, really good. They're very, very crispy, and then the cheese all melted inside it, quite hot. They're gorgeous.
Out of 10.
I think, for what it is, I'd probably give it like an 8 or a 9. Again, not usually adventurous, just crispy like batter with cheese inside. But for what it is, it tastes really good.
So yeah, the city's starting to come alive.
You can actually see all the lights, and it's amazing to see. It's actually kind of typical what you'd expect Japan to be like, but to see it with our own eyes is really, really cool. It's also known for its nightlife, as Samantha pointed out earlier, and you can actually see the difference to when we were here earlier. There's a lot more people out, a lot more people sitting in bars and stuff, and we seen them on the canal there. It seems to me like a real social city. Lots to do kind of thing. You know, you don't just come out and just go to indoor to a restaurant or anything like that. A lot of the action is on the streets, which is something that we really love. We love just to walk the streets and things like that, and just to observe what's going on and just kind of take it all in. And here there seems to be a lot to see.
So if you're in Osaka and you come down this street and you find the Angry Man, it must be good. The queue is out the door.
There is so many people here. It's actually rammed the whole city. God, I wonder what Tokyo was like. But yeah, Osaka is fairly busy, to be honest.
It actually makes to the whole experience of it though.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Doesn't it? The
It has a
atmosphere is
bit
unbelievable,
of
yeah.
chaos involved in it, which is always good.
Oh, there's some
Amanda has a weird obsession with Japanese and Asian babies.
They are adorable, honestly, they're so cute. Oh, she's so cute. Right, so I just want to go through a few things that might actually help you if you're coming to Japan, and a few mistakes that we made. So we actually booked a really late flight into Japan, and we booked it with Peach Airlines. It was the first time to fly with them, and everything actually went really well, except we did have a 2.5 hour delay. So we were actually to arrive into Kansai Airport in Osaka by 10 p.m, which meant we could have either got the last bus or train into the city centre. They run until midnight, but because of the delay we actually missed them. So our only option was to price a taxi, which we did price many of them, and unfortunately we were quoted crazy prices, 28,000 yen, like near enough to €200, and we just couldn't part with that type of money. I don't even think we paid that much for our flights from Korea into Japan itself. So no, it was crazy money. So we made the choice to hang around in the airport until the ticket stations opened for us to purchase a ticket for either a train or a bus to bring us into Osaka City. Now, there wasn't much going on in the airport. There was a little 7-Eleven open, and there was some vending machines as well, so we could get a drink. We ended up drinking just a lot of coffee throughout the night into the early morning, just to try to keep ourselves awake. So yeah, just arriving into a new country and having to do that just wasn't a very good start. So just bear that in mind. If you are coming to Japan, I would go for an early flight, because you don't want to be arriving in and getting stung with that type of money. Again, the ticket stations opened up at around 5:30, so we're able to go and price tickets for trains, buses, what was the best way to get into the city. So we were advised to get the Haruka train or the Hello Kitty train. You actually won't miss it. The whole outside of it is done up in Hello Kitty, and the inside of it as well. And that was a convenient train that would take us straight into Osaka City. So the price of the tickets at the bus station were 5,000 yen for the two of them. So I decided to go on to Cluck. I had used it in Korea for the first time. It's an app that just does really cheap deals, and great deals if you're booking tours in a country, if you're looking to get a SIM card or train tickets or whatever. So I went on and I got a price for the two tickets for the same train for 3,300 yen. So yeah, there was a big difference. We were saving about €12 between the two tickets. So what I did was I bought them on Cluck, and actually while I stood there in the ticket office, they sent me the QR code straight away. I gave it to the girl, she scanned it, and she printed off the tickets for the train. So yeah, it was as easy as that, which was great. So I would highly recommend downloading the app if you haven't already, and if you want to save some money. And last but not least, SIM cards. So I did mention that Cluck does SIM cards, and that's exactly where we purchased our SIM card from. So we got an eSIM. It's our first time to ever use an eSIM. We usually, in any of the countries in Asia we've travelled, when we arrived into the airport, we usually just bought a SIM card at the airport. But we knew we were arriving into Japan late, so therefore I just wanted to be ahead of the game, and I got us an eSIM to try out. So I bought one of them just to try out, because you can share hotspot on them as well, which is really handy. So I can't remember the yen what we paid, but in euro it was €36 for 30 days unlimited data, which is really good. Now there is a lot of them on Cluck that you can choose from. Again, I just went through the reviews, and the one that we got, the reviews were quite positive, so we're still yet to use it and see for ourselves, I suppose, before we actually give our own review on the SIM cards. But we will keep you posted throughout our trip in Japan. Oh, and another thing as well, just make sure if you are going to get an eSIM, order at least 24 hours before you fly into Japan, because it does take 24 hours for them to actually send you on the QR code that you can scan to actually activate the SIM card. So you will need that, because you'll obviously need internet to navigate your way around the sea. So yeah, everything has went really smooth, except for our delay and our layover in the airport. I'm not gonna lie, we were really tired, proper jet lag, because we didn't sleep. We missed out on a whole night's sleep. So yeah, you don't want that happening to you when you're only arriving into a new country. So yeah, just definitely try booking early flights so you don't get stung, because just give time for delays and everything else. So yeah, that's it on our tips for now, but we will be sharing a lot more tips as we travel through Japan. We honestly can't wait to share our experience. But if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already to support us. You can also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. You can follow us over on Instagram at GoTime Travels for all of our daily updates. You can also follow us on Facebook and TikTok. I will leave the link for those in our description below. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
In the next episode.
So that is Japanese style as well. They sleep on the floor. Right, so we just did our warm up and we've just been told so every time you make a move, you make a noise. I don't know. What are you going to go with?
Subscribe.
Okay.
Help!